Hey everyone, in this episode we are going to unbox, set up, and adjust the temperature on my new Hakko FX-888D soldering station. For years I've been using a nice Weller 35 watt iron, but as we're getting into bigger and bigger electrics, we're finding that sometimes you gotta solder onto 10 gauge or sometimes even 8 gauge wire, and that just takes a long time with a 35 watt iron. So I finally have a nice new soldering station. I wanted to share it with you guys. Let's go ahead and zoom in, get it out of the box, set it up and adjust the temperature and start soldering. Here's the box as it comes from Hakko USA. I put in the extra effort and made sure to order this directly from the USA distributor. This model is very heavily cloned, and it's not necessarily, you're kind of gambling if you're ordering from somewhere else, so I just went ahead and ordered from Hakko USA. And we'll go through some of the places to check to make sure that you have a genuine FX-888D. Here's the inner box, and we will show all the sides before opening it up. And we'll speed things up. Instruction booklet and the pencil. And we'll get this out. And the first thing to check is the relief, the cord relief at the end. If that's nice and soft silicone, you're good. That's the first place to check, and mine is good. I was very glad. Let's keep on going through the box. Here's the stand with the sponge and the gold sponge. And then what we have left is the base. And that's everything in the box. You can see here. And let's check the number 2 thing. Is this silver label? Is it pretty wide? Does it almost touch those front feet? Yes, it does. So this is looking good so far. I didn't have any doubts as it was coming from Hakko USA, but just pointing out these things for you to check. And we'll just lay out the contents of the box. And here we will put the gold coil sponge in the little place. This is to clean off the pencil when you're done. And then we have the sponge here, which is your kind of second option to really clean it really nicely. Keep this moist. It goes right there. The third thing to easily check is to open up the base, and there is that metal insert on top of the black portion of the bottom that I'm pulling out right now. Apparently a lot of the clones don't have that, so this is another thing to check, and the base pops right back in as such. So the instructions say to take out these little half circles of this gray sponge and place them in the middle of the reservoir down there, so that's what I'm doing right here. There's a little star pattern down there that you kind of fit those in. And then the sponge fits in over top of those. And interesting thing is that sponge was already a little damp, and you can see me like, oh, that's kind of funny. Wasn't expecting it to be damp out of the box, but it was. So we're good here. And this gold coil just goes in and you just shove it in this little compartment. Pretty self-explanatory. The actual iron has really nice soft silicone wire, and it plugs into the base station. This cord relief is nice and smooth silicone as well. And so this simply plugs into the front of the base station. Now the 888D comes with a very pointy tip. I went ahead and ordered some extra tips from a certified Hakko distributor, and we'll lay these out here. Some small chisels, medium-sized chisels, some more points, but you'll be able to see the numbers T1824, T1812, T18 8 and 32, and one more. So let's replace the tip. We'll show you how easy this is to replace. Open up the tip and then take the pencil and unscrew the tightening ring. You'll see here in a second. And this whole covering comes off, and then you can slide the tip off over the ceramic heating element. And that's going to be that white piece you see right there. That's the ceramic heating element, and your new tip will simply fit nice and snug on that element. So now we have a nice little chisel tip on here. We'll put the retaining apparatus back on, tighten this clip, and actually I'm going to, don't be afraid, I'm going to grab these pliers. I'm going to tighten this in just a little. I just want to get it in. I'm not torquing this down in any way, just like that little umph to get it nice and tight. I mean, you can, boom, you know, that's all it took. I just wanted to make sure it was nice and tight. So here it is out of the box, and to turn it on and set some parameters, we are going to hold in the up button and turn the base unit on, and then it will blink 0, 1. That's the first parameter, and there's 4 parameters, 0, 1, 0, 3, 11, and then 14, and we'll walk through all of those. But to set it, you have it blinking and you hit enter, and 0, 1 is to choose between Celsius or Fahrenheit, so we'll keep it at Fahrenheit. Hit enter, and then up to go to the next parameter, and this is a safety temperature value to have the base station throw an alarm if it sees the pencils not going up past this set temperature. We'll leave that as it is. So we'll go to the next parameter, which is 11, which we'll choose between normal mode or preset mode. And so normal 0, preset is 1. I just changed it to 1, and now it's asking me how many temperature presets do you want? I'm going to go with 3, so I just chose 3. And then finally 14, the parameter is about setting a password. We don't have to worry about that. So when we're done, we hold enter for a second, and it's going to say yes. Do we want to save these? Hit enter again, and now we've changed the parameters, and the base station and pencil are heating up, and we can see that it's set to 750 right now, and that's where it's going. So to change the preset temperatures, we see P1, P2, and P3, and so right now it's at P1, and it looks like P1 was set from the factory at 601 degrees. So we choose it, and we can go to P2, which is 700, and you hit enter to set that temperature. So now it's heating up to 700. And hit up again to go to P3 and hit enter, and that's 750. It waits a second, and then you see the temperature raised to 750. So we want to set, we want P1 to be 600, and it's, I don't know why from the factory it's 601. So let's change that from 601 to 600. We hold in enter, and then we cycle through the digits to set each one. So in this case, we just need to set the ones column, and I missed it the first time, but we'll set that at 0. Hit enter, and we're good. So go to P2. I want P2 to be 650. So we hold and enter, let it choose that, hold and enter, and we're gonna change hundreds to 6, enter to move over, 10s to 5, and we'll keep 1s at 0. And you can see it takes that, and now it's cooling off to 650. So let's set preset 3 to 720. So we hold and enter, the hundreds digits start flashing. So we didn't need to change that, but we'll go to 7 and change it to 5 to a 2. And again, nothing on the 1s, and boom, we've set it for 720. So now we have preset 1 at 600, preset 2 at 650, and then preset 3 for 720. And that's 720 would be if you're dealing with some lead-free solder that you really need to get up there. So we're going to close out this video with some soldering footage. Not a lot, but I need to do some bullet connectors. I'm connecting up this X-Power 30cc motor on my Seagull Perestroika. I'm doing a build series, so check out the card in the upper right. But I need to put bullet connectors on this Hobbywing ESC, and I figured this is the perfect first thing to do with my new Hakko soldering iron. We're going to start at 650, but I have a feeling the Hobbywing was pre-tinned with lead-free solder, so we might have to go up. But let's get that sponge wet, and this thing stays remarkably moist. It's been a week since I filmed this, and I'm doing the recording, and it's actually still very wet, so that's a really cool sponge. So guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope, just wanted to share my excitement. I got a nice soldering iron, and yeah, I'm that type of guy. I kind of get geeked out over a nice soldering iron. So enjoy. I hope this helped show you some of the parameters, how to change the temperatures, the presets, what it looks like coming out of the box. Thanks for tuning in, and let's get back to soldering, and we'll see you next time.